Hi guys, welcome to part 8 of my sleeper pond build. In this video I want to talk to you about setting up my filtration and a few of the problems that I've had getting it running. Before I do that though, I just want to give you guys a quick warning about pond electrics. Now on my pond at the moment it's running off a 13 amp plug which is wired into the house. Really that's not good enough. It needs its own power supply, it needs a proper RCD. And because of that I had what could have been quite a serious accident. For some reason I seem to have a fault in my house on the socket ring that the pond was plugged into, and what I think the problem is a faulty neutral wire which is leaking current to earth. And what happened is when I filled up the filters in the shed where the power supply is, even though the only thing plugged in was the air pump and that's not connected to the water in any way, what was happening was current was leaking from the plug and basically making the whole shed live. And when I went in there and put my hand in the water in the filter, I got a shock off it. It wasn't a particularly bad shock, but you know it certainly could have been. So I just want to make you guys aware that if you're doing a pond, please make sure that you get your electrics installed by a professional. Don't try and do it yourself because it can be really dangerous. I've got it plugged in on a working socket ring at the moment, but I have got an electrician coming out in a couple of days to sort me out some proper electrics, because yeah, I certainly don't want that to happen again. But yeah, just be safe guys. Water and electrics, you know, they're dangerous and they don't mix. Quick tour of the filter house. So, got my drum control unit there. There's the drum. There's the UV just down there. That's a 20,000 litre an hour pump. That's the one that's pumping back to the shower. This pipe here, that's the pressure pump for the drum, which takes its feed out of this moving bed. This return here at the moment is just blanked off with a ball valve, but that will have my other pump, and that will come up and over into the moving bed and back to the pond via the mid-water return. Got a shelf up there with my air pumps. So that's the 1-inch line that comes up from the air dome straight into that air pump there. That's a 35 litre per minute pump, and then I've got my old one from my Easy Pod 70 litre a minute pump doing the moving bed. Pretty much ready to fire it up now. I've just solvent welded these last joints, so as soon as they're dry I'm going to let the water in and give it a go. Right, so the drum's full of water. I finally got it to a point where there's no leaks, and it's time to turn it on for the first time and see what happens. First thing I'm going to do, because I've got the lid open, is unplug the high pressure pump. I don't want to get absolutely soaked. And then I've no idea what's going to happen here. I've literally never turned this drum on before, so who knows whether it's going to work or not. But I'll plug that in and see what happens. It should turn the pump on. Okay. Oh yeah, forgot to switch this on. Right, here we go. It's got power to it. Now power to that pump. That pump is on. Let's put it down low for now. Nothing leaking from here, I don't think. Let's go out to the pond and have a look at the shower. Right. It's only set quite low at the moment, but we've got water coming over the shower. I'll let this run for a little bit and then we'll think about getting the fish over. It's all a bit wet in here now. What numpty. Didn't solvent weld that joint or that joint, but it was leaking just from there on the pump. But got some more PTFE tape on it, and so hopefully that's going to seal now. I'll have to give it another a couple of hours for that joint to dry before I can test it. But the drum's all running, high pressure pump's unplugged, but if I press the manual button, there she goes. Just thought I'd show you quickly. So at the moment the pump's just dumped in the bottom of the pond, and it's pumping back round. I was going to swap it back over to one there in the morning because I didn't have enough time before it got dark. But basically that's only running at literally the minimum setting it will go to. Just turned it off. And you can see the IBC's really full. The water levels up here, when I was running it on my on the pool, it was sort of down about here. And what's happening is, because I don't know how well you can see it, but because the water level in here is now the same height as them jets, it's siphoning water back out, and they were dripping. I've shut it off on this ball valve now, so it's not dripping anymore. But what I'm going to have to do is get a sort of gravity feed that into here. But the problem is that gap's not wide enough to get a 4-inch bulkhead in. It might be just about wide enough to get a 3-inch in. I'm going to have a little play around. You see, I mean, that's only a 1-inch bulkhead. I've got to get a 3-inch one in there. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to have to try and find a way of making it work. But for now anyway, tomorrow I'm going to get all that media out of there, put it in the shower, and then I'll just turn this IBC off, just leave it off, and I'll just run the shower for now because that all works fine and the drum works fine. So I'm going to have to do that for now until I can get this set up gravity fed. It's going to mean buying some more pipe work. I'm going to have to get some 3-inch pipe work from here, another ball valve. It's all more money, as you know. Nothing's ever easy and nothing's ever cheap with koi keeping, is it? Oh dear, I left that pump running on its minimum setting last night, and it must have got all the way up to the overflow during the night, and it's dumped a load of K1 into the pond. Bloody hell, I'm gonna have to try and scoop all this out now. Hopefully the fish haven't eaten any of it. But yeah, it definitely doesn't work, this 2-inch return. It's not getting enough flow through it at all. I'm going to have to turn off the IBC until I can get it gravity fed. And I don't know if you can see how much K1 is in there. Oh, it's going to take absolutely ages to get this all out. This is not what I wanted this morning. Yeah, so it's not just a little bit of K1 that's escaped. It's bloody loads of it. But I think I've scooped it all up now. I'm probably going to be finding it for the next few days. But on the plus side, the fish obviously have been in overnight and they all look like they're doing well. I think they're enjoying having a bit more space to swim in. Oh, it's a nightmare. Yeah, this IBC is just not working how I wanted it to. It worked fine with the return going into the pool, but that return was above the surface of the water, whereas now it returns below the surface, and obviously the back pressure from that is restricting the flow quite a lot. I'm not going to be able to use it like this at all, so just need to get that media out and into the shower, so at least I've got some filtration until I can work out what I'm going to do with this. So I've got all my media in the shower now. This shower seems to hold a lot more media than my old one did. I think it might be slightly wider that way, as well as obviously longer. So yeah, the bottom 2 trays are full and the top tray's only got that little bit in. I have got a little bit of ceramic media in the grow on that I pinched, and when I get the fish from the grow on out in here eventually, I'll put that in the top. At some point I might get another box of media as well. But yeah, I think the fish are loving their new home. They're yeah, seems to be having a good time. Let's get this shower running anyway. At least they'll have some filtration then. That's the shower back up and running. That's running off the 20,000 litre pump. It's set at 75%. That's pulling from the bottom drain and from the skimmer. It's getting quite a good flow off the skimmer even with just that actually. I'll show you that in just a second. But at least I'll get some filtration now from that ceramic media until I can work out what to do with the IBC. The fish, they're all in there. I think they're enjoying their new home. I'll try and get some more footage of them at some point. The water's gone really murky because I've stirred up a load of rubbish from that was actually in that ceramic media. It certainly wasn't as clean as I hoped it would be, but hopefully the drum should take this all out in not too long. I'll just come around and show you the skimmer. So you can see that's working really well there. That's got quite a good draw. So I've only got the one pump running at the moment, so it should get an even better flow when I've got the second pump running as well. Yeah, a few little teething problems, but we'll get there. I think it'll be really good in the end. Right, so I'm going to do a manual clean on the drum. It's only been running for a couple of minutes since I installed the shower, but I just want to see if it's collecting anything and make sure it's working. I'm going to press the button and then I'll half lift the lid of the drum so we can see it. I don't want to get soaked. Alright, see what happens. Definitely doing something. That's that. So it's still an absolute mess out here, but let's have a look what's come out. Okay, well there definitely is some dirt in there. I don't know whether you can see that. See, it had only been running for literally 5 minutes, so yeah, I sort of also wanted to see how much water that's used. I don't know how much is in there, maybe 1.5 litres, 2 litres at the most. Certainly not a lot. So that's all of the K1 put in a big sack. It's actually a carp fishing landing net. It's a new one that I got from work, so there's no risk of cross-contamination there. That should keep any beneficial bacteria on that media alive. Obviously that is going to catch some solids there, so I'm going to have to move it around every couple of days. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too much longer. I've ordered all the pipe work I need. I've just got to wait for it all to arrive and then I can get the IBC sorted out properly. But yeah, the fish are certainly enjoying their new home. The weather's been quite nice the last couple of days and they're certainly a bit more active than they were. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate the support that everyone's been giving me. I'm going to try and keep doing some more videos, and obviously I'll update you on my progress when I'm getting that IBC made gravity fed. Hopefully that'll be sometime next week. Thanks for watching anyway, and I'll let you have a last little look at the fish in there. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.